Hello, folks, and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. It's me, John. We are back from a long hiatus because, hey, the holidays happened, and we wanted to take a friggin' break. I hope you all got to take a break, too, because, boy, is the world not giving us a break.
Can I get a break over here?
Can we all collectively get a goddamn break? That is the request.
John, we are the break. That's us. We're going to talk about a bunch of games for 2 hours. We are doing the break right now.
That's a big responsibility.
Yeah, that's hefting a lot onto us, but you know what? I think we can do it. I think we can bring it through. We can hang out. We can talk about some games. We can chill. I think it'll be a good time. Folks, that's right. Hi, it's me, John. I'm hosting. I'm back in the saddle. I'm sitting in the seat. I'm ready to talk about video games. We got Soul in here, leading the pack, talking about how we are the change we want to see in the world. Soul, and tell us a little bit about what's going on with you.
I'm here to speak positivity into the world, which is a very scary place, and I understand that. And so that's why I'm here to tell you, hey, you've done a lot of hard work this week. You've done a lot of hard work today, and it is okay to forgive yourself for the things that, maybe something went wrong. Maybe you messed up, with your friends, or maybe you messed up at work or something. Forgive yourself for that. It's Friday. This is out on Sunday, so it's your Sunday. You've got a hard week ahead of you. Just give yourself some forgiveness for the last week. That's my advice this week. Hey, forgive yourself. It's a new year.
That's good. Elvie, you're also here.
I'm also here. Hello. I don't know how to follow that up. That was pretty good. That was pretty pretty precise, to the point. You're exactly right. Sometimes you just gotta move on, and then sometimes you just gotta, just don't look back, and you either do better or you do something new, right? I can only follow up with that by saying the typical drink water. Remember to do that occasionally, once in a while, sometimes, when you remember. So if you didn't remember, I'm letting you know. Don't forget. And sometimes stand up and take a stretch. You pull out your arms a little bit. Carpal tunnel is no joke. Don't do it. I never went through carpal tunnel. Thank God. I've seen people who have though. Don't go through that, please. I swear. Gaming deserve. Even gaming deserves breaks. You gotta
That's
step
true.
away. I still can't get off my mind of that gamer massager, where it's like this little pod on your desk, and you put your hand in it, and it vibrates, I think that's how that works. I'm talking about a real thing. I swear to God, I am not making this up.
Wait, isn't that box that was like from Dune, where you stick your hand inside of it?
Oh, I don't know, but that sounds like about the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, they made one of those for gamers. It's supposed to like massage your hand.
It looks like a nail lamp, like a nail polish lamp. Where you
yeah.
It's real. Please look it up. I'm not encouraging you to buy it. You could probably find a cheaper thing equivalent without the gamer label, but it's real. Take care of yourself out there.
Absolutely.
Oh, I typed in gamer massager, and I got like this big white rod with like a white puffy end on it. And I think that's
probably not. That's.
I think it would work on your hands, though.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
These other ones kind of look like guns. I think these are actually for like sports therapy.
Oh, yeah. They are guns. Those are very scary. I see the ads for them all the time, and I'm like, that looks like that can kill you. Don't understand how
only
these
the
people
most
are relaxed.
hardcore of gamers.
Oh, yes.
Maverick, you're also here.
I am.
Maverick, how are you doing?
I am here.
You ready to talk about games? What wisdom do you wish to impart to the listeners?
When a gamer has swagger, your whole community has swagger. And you don't have to worry about anything else. Because, any sort of plan or procedure to have things into some kind of order, you don't need to worry about that. As long as you have swagger.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
Gamer swag.
Gamer swag.
And then you hit your emote, and you win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, at a time where it is very easy to feel like you are the crux of every problem that's happening, it is important to take a step back and realize No, you are just one part of a greater system of people and systems and happenings that ultimately still affect you, but you, at the same time, do not greatly affect that. However, the greater effect that you can have...
Maverick, what the fuck are you talking
the
about?
greater effect that you can have is you can find other people to work alongside, and having that joint collective action is what can enact change, so that we can actually feel like we can impact our world for the better, rather than the continual feeling that it is not helping.
Wait, what? No, you had me...
Go, Solon, come on. Work together, look out for each other. If something feels like it's your fault, more likely than not, it's not. It's just very easy to feel like everything's your fault right now.
There you go.
Come on. I get paid to talk.
No, you're
Come
right.
on.
I think so, and I had like similar bells ringing in our head where like at least in my head that sounded, the first half was very much like weird guy talking to you on the internet to indoctrinate you on something, to sell you a book, energy,
also
or occult energy.
I'll never not be talking shit about our new mayor because he's a little freak.
The new New York mayor, yeah. Oh,
but when the mayor has swagger, the whole city has swagger. Nah, dog, the whole city has COVID.
God. Damn it.
And he still shows up to events with no mask and all.
Yes, getting sworn in at Times Square.
that was like right after the ball
Yeah,
drop,
it's
right?
very
like,
funny.
He thinks
Literally,
he's this big a shot.
Literally at the drop of the ball.
I am the new year.
Yep.
I'm the year. Yes.
No, it's so because the presidential inauguration isn't until like the 21st of the next month. I find it so hilarious that as soon as it's midnight, it's just like, all right, I'm moving my stuff in. It's going to be all set. I'm here now.
I mean, that is how it works. You pay for the whole month. You don't want to move in 21 days into the month, right?
Right.
It's like booking for the hotel nights. You got to make sure you're paying for 5 nights, but you got to get out before, the next day.
You got to wake up bright.
12 p.m. or you get charged an extra night that doesn't exist.
Wake up bright and early for the new job of getting yelled at by literally everybody. Who among us?
And that's why it takes to be a freak. That's why you got to be a freak.
You have to literally
recording.
You have to have some kind of brainworm in order to be in the running.
That's telling you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be responsible for 8 million people.
You kind of have to be the Joker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I might
have to have a little bit of a joke. We all have to have a little bit of a joke inside of us all.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Mm-hmm. Which I think we all deserve to talk about video games. What, did that not work? I don't know. I tried.
No, I agree. I'm ready to...
I'm sorry, no, I'm looking...
Okay.
I'm looking at our big list of games, and I also, I don't know where to start. We haven't podcasted for a month. We have a month's worth of games we can talk about.
Yeah, so, the holidays happened, which probably means we might have gotten some games as gifts. Let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we're trying to catch up for Game of the Year. I know that some of y'all might be listening to this and being like, what the heck? Where's Game of the Year? What's going on? Well, folks, we're busy. And
everyone scram, run.
There's a fucking pandemic going on, and we're all very tired. So, cut us a little bit of slack. If you're not being, if you're already cutting us slack, then you're good. I'm not talking to you. I mean, nobody's really been up our ass about it. I think everyone's been pretty reasonable. So I'm making up a guy here. But
no, folks are excited. I've been asked 2 or 3 times personally, just hey, when is Chooch doing their Game of the Year? And I'm like, I will never tell my secrets because I don't know.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
to do a video game quote, it is a secret to everybody. We are.
That's the video game quote. Thank you.
Yeah, we are trying to figure it out here. But it's gonna happen.
The words of a broken man.
For real, but we're gonna figure it out and do it as soon as we can. Absolutely, it's gonna happen. Come hell or high water, we're gonna get something out. but it might just be a bit because we are wrapping things up as we go, sort of. We are currently doing the Gromit gif of him putting the train tracks in front of the train. That is what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But I suppose we could just kind of go ahead and talk a little bit about what we've been getting into. We've got some stuff. We've got a lot of news. Again, we had like a month of news. We tried to like delegate it a little bit, but we're going to just talk about stuff that we found interesting. All right. So, I guess we could start off with do we want to kind of like touch on we could do the game of the year kind of like boom boom boom. We could just like go through stuff that we've been playing for game of the year. Mind you, again, this does not mean that we are including them as winners. You know, some of them might fucking suck, or maybe they're not good enough to be in the categories that fucking suck. Who knows? We'll see. But I think we could do our like game of the year touch. We could touch on game of the year a little bit here. Maverick, you have a few on here. Are there some games that you want to discuss from game of the year? And then, you know, if there's any overlap, we can bridge that. We could talk about stuff. Maverick, how about you get started? Do you want to talk about Loop Hero, which Solon also played? Do you both want to maybe chip in about Loop Hero?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and talk a little bit about Loop Hero, because it definitely was something that, you know, I remember just everyone getting into it, and then just as quickly everyone got off it, and it literally took me until I saw it on Epic, like as one of the free games over the holidays, like, oh shit, let me just go ahead and pick this up, and I got it. You know, it is a pseudo idle game, pseudo card collection, card management game, and ultimately it is you play as a guy who is trying to remember all the parts of the story here, but through magics hitherto unknown, you end up having to help a establishment of people from this great calamity that had happened that has done a lot of displacement, a lot of just like damage, but a lot of it also has to do with your own memory. And so the memory in this case being the loop of your own personal journey. And the core gameplay is that you just have this track, this procedurally generated track that your hero goes through, and at random points there will be moments for combat, just like very simple combat that you don't even have to interact with. That is the idle game component. But as you go through these sections, and every time that you complete the loop, you get additional bonuses, you get equipment drops, and you also get cards that specifically affect terrain, different monsters that can show up. So you can choose to spawn a vampire house in one section of the loop. You can choose to have mountains or meadows that affect the loot that you'll be able to get. And each loop basically is running until you choose to stop it, where as soon as you're back to your beginning of the loop at that base camp, you can choose to just dip out, get everything, all of your resources stay, so that you can go ahead and rebuild this camp of refugees and just have more, ultimately just give you more items to use for your next loop, or keep going until, you know, you have boss fights, you have other additional stakes that come up, the enemies get harder, the loop becomes more suited for that, and you just go until you eventually die. It's a very simple gameplay mechanic, but at the same time, like, I found myself sitting there for hours because it wasn't super demanding. You have 3 different classes. I only got up to warrior and thief so far, but there's enough of a variety that it's definitely interesting to try both and just see what you get out of each loop. And I mean, the best part is that it is so easy to just keep to the side. It's such an easy on the side game, and I think that really helped it stay for as long as it did, in terms of just a lot of people talking about it.
I don't know how people have kept talking about it, because this showed up first during like the GDQ at the beginning of the year, where it was sponsored by Loop Hero, and people would look up this thing. It's like, is this a Guitar Hero thing? No, it's very strange, and I don't know how to describe it. And I don't know if anyone making the game knows how to describe it. It's like a very strange magic box that you get sucked into until 5 a.m. Except I know how exactly to describe it. It's a wizardry auto runner, which is also a weird mix of things because auto runners are not really like in vogue right now, but it also means they're super rare. So people picked up Loop Hero and were like, this is weird. And then it popped up. It came out on a big sale, and so a bunch of people picked it up and was like, this is weird. And then played it for one night, and then are never going to play it again because I'm so frustrated with it and so fascinated at the same time. I need a Loop Hero 2 because the things that I'm not getting into with it are not really... They're inherent to the style of the game. And that's that it's a roguelike that is really hard to get past the first section because they wall you off really hard until you've like figured out how to pick up all of their different like loot types and their baubles and their meta progression tokens that they give you. And so you can't, like, I also have the thief, just like you said. You unlock that class, you're like, awesome, great, I'm going to try this for 3 or 4 runs of the game. And I did those all in one night because I was having such a great time. And then by the time it was like 5 a.m, I was like, I'm done, aren't I? Am I done with this game? And what I ended up doing was I looked online to see if there was any combinations of cards that I didn't have in my deck, like this deck building style. Are there cards in my deck that I'm going to unlock, and do those unlocks give me any new combinations of things? And I saw the answer to that was no. This is everything. You've got to work with what you have to get past this thing. And I was like, I'm good. I'm great. I found all of the things that I thought were fun and cool. I put down a village and then put a vampire's vampire house next to that village, and it enthralled the entire village on the next loop.
What are friends?
And I was like, oh, this is sick. And then, after 4 loops of that village being enthralled, it becomes a lord's village. Like, they all now love the vampire, and they're thankful to you, and the vampires are thankful to you for giving them an entire village, and by destroying this village, you've actually provided balance. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is such a great theme. This is exactly what I love out of this idea, and Loop Hero is really great. And then I looked to see if there was other things like that, and there's just really not. And I was like, "Oh, good game. I'm gonna put it away." After staying up for like 8 hours in the middle of the night with it one feverish night.
It is.
That's my Loop Hero.
It is quite literally the stock car set that you get for Christmas that you have your time with, and then you're like, "All right, I'm good." You know, if this becomes,
you can't afford to keep that out. You
got to put it away.
It's big.
If it becomes a hobby in the near future, then you find your investment with it. Like you'll find other auto runners, you'll find other idle games, you'll find the way to like commit to that. But for now, you know, you had your fun with it. Time to put it to the side.
Yep,
that'll still just stick with you for the most part.
I'm so open to more Loop Hero, but also I'm probably not going to open it again.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot to ask. I tried to do like I'll just do one loop, and that ended up taking like 2 hours, and after that I was like, thank God this is done. I'm done with this. It's like the exact opposite of other roguelikes.
Yeah, very much the inverse of Hades. Definitely the inverse of like a Hades. And then,
well,
looking at other stuff, I got just like on my super quick hits. Played through Unpacking. I did a little bit of that prior to the break, to my own personal break, and then got into it just like in the middle of it, and it was good. It was nice. Definitely a equal parts Zen and then also minor panic as the different levels progress when it's like, shit, okay, I gotta go through and put my life in all of these separate boxes so that it can fit this specific space right now. And narratively speaking, it's a very fun way to go about just describing a character, never having any interaction with the actual protagonist, but rather just going through all of their stuff and going through this assortment of, you know, what stays home, what goes with them throughout the years, what ultimately comes back, or what is never seen again. And I just really had a good time with it. It was nice to have on and just have a very direct focus task. especially as, you go through some of it, and it's like, yeah, I would definitely organize stuff like that. Definitely understand, why can't I just open the oven and then put the pots and pans in there? That's extra space you can put the pots and pans in. But no, I can at least leave it on a stovetop, or I can hang it on the side where there's a hook, because I know that it has a little like flap on it. Also, just very good tactile audio design. Something you'll hear a little bit, with Game of the Year D-Libs later, but it is very nice with those minor details of just knowing, like, okay, when I put something down on the table, it's going to sound different than when I put it down on a different surface. Just very easy to have on one screen while I'm just like doing my other shit on the other screen.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also, so far, have gotten through Act 1 of Inscription. I am aware about how the rest of the story for Inscription goes, because I just felt like, I don't know how much commitment I'll have to finish this. I at least want to know what's up with it. And for the most part, I understand a lot of the hype and enjoyment around the game. I think there is a very good core to what Inscription is. There's a lot of interesting conversation about what Inscription does. And from what I have been able to play, I've definitely enjoyed that. I know more or less that the rest of it that I would want to try and play might feel lessened. But then I'm also aware of the fact that the Casey mod? I believe the Casey mod, just, if I boot that up, gives me more of what I want, which is just time with the homie Leshy.
Mm-hmm.
He's that dude.
You've got these 3 games in front of you: Inscription, Unpacking, and Loop here. And I just am like imagining you with all 3 of them on 3 different screens in like a Goldilocks situation, where you're playing Inscription until it gets to be too much, and you're like, you know what, I gotta chill out. And you go over to Unpacking, and then you're like, Unpacking's great, but I just need a little more interaction. Then you go to Loop here, and you're like, this is just right.
It's just right until I'm done with it, and then I just go off and fuck off.
And then you go back to Inscription. You're like, yeah, let's get into
yeah.
Cycle.
Well, no, three different things that I could definitely see myself getting into. I don't know if John, you'd want to talk a little bit more about Inscription since we're on the subject, or
I can talk a little bit.
Yeah, you've been
about
playing it too.
I haven't finished Act 1, but I did play quite a bit of it, and yeah, I'm definitely attracted to its proclivities because it is a card game that is actually a card game. Like, I feel like people are like, oh man, John, you would love this because it's got cards in it. No, I want to play a card game with the cards. I don't want to do no fucking I mean, maybe I might want to do some Bot and Kaido shit, but I want to do fucking card-ass card games, and that is what this game is, at least so far. So I appreciate that a lot.
You love playing trading card games, but I never took you as like a deck builder type of game. That takes a different.
And there's so many deck builder games recently.
Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. That is a completely different beast.
That makes me a lot more excited for Inscription, because I always thought it was like a deck builder roguelike, and I was like, I don't want another one of those.
No,
thank goodness. Okay,
it is set up like a TCG. It's really cool. It is definitely one of those games that I think you just kind of have to dive into. The nice thing is there is a demo though, so me just being like, oh, just try it, get the demo, try it out. It is pretty cool. I played it on my laptop, so I don't think you need to worry too much about it running too crazy or anything like that. I'd say just check it out if you're interested in like TCGs and the like. I haven't gotten that far though, so
yeah,
don't quote me.
If you like TCGs, if you like something that is very atmospheric in what it wants to do, a lot of people will praise the narrative for it, or give a very there's a lot to talk about with Inscription. It is definitely a game that I can see still having conversations about as we head as we still see what's coming out this new year.
Yeah.
And lastly, though, I will say, walk, don't run. I would say even walk away from The Artful Escape.
Oh boy.
Let me just say before you go off, Mav. I just remember as they were showing that game, like during like E3s or like indie game showcases or whatever. I always was like, ugh.
You knew.
Wait, the Artful Escape.
Gamer instinct.
That's that was the Annapurna developed or published game that was like the Ghibli movies.
No,
not Ghibli movies.
What?
Yeah,
no, that's a different one.
Explain a little bit about it.
That's a different game.
You
okay, so not that one.
You might have seen it on Indie Game Showcase. You might have seen it on some. It has at least gotten exposure. I think it was on at least one Game Awards, but it's like the very psychedelic inspired visuals where like the main character is like this white guy with glasses that cover his eyes, this Elvis Costello looking motherfucker who's not Elvis Costello, Vinny Vincenzo or whatever the fuck his name is. It's something Italian. It's some you're some second generation Italian in the 70s or maybe I think the 70s. And you're up here in Colorado and your great grandpa or maybe your grandpa was like the acclaimed musician who again may or may not be Elvis Costello or some other dude that like founded folk rock or whatever. The first fault of this game is the fact that it is so up its own ass about genre, specifically music genre, in a way that no one really cares about, and in a way that feels very devoid of actual conversation. Or it's like, you'll mention an artist, but you'll never actually mention the influence associated. Or it's like this belief that this guy that wants to be one way is trying to break boundaries and provide his own unique sounds. But what it is ultimately is this very vapid shredding in the style of like spacey new wave. Like the themes and messages of the Artful Escape you can get from watching the video for I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness. And guess what? That is 5 minutes and it still kicks ass every time you watch it. And you
there
get
are giant
what it's
crabs
about.
in it. I don't think there are giant crabs in this game.
It is a giant squid that's humping the space station.
Was it a squid or a crab?
It's a squid, and they defeat it with the power of rock and roll.
That's exactly.
The Artful Escape is much longer than that, is 12 times less horny, and ultimately the gameplay of like your epic space guitar is this very janky Simon mechanic that just like literally it wants to invite innovation where it's like, oh, as long as you have the pattern, you can still try and like delay the timing and stuff, but it never immediately comes out the way you want it to. And you're kind of just like repeating phrases, or it's just like such a headache. Again, visually speaking, you have to make Colorado look good. You have to make the space scenes that they want to invoke in this whole game look good. So visually, it's definitely I'll give it an up for its visuals, but so much of it just feels very lacking just in terms of wanting to create a narrative. Like, it leaves me thinking about Sayonara Wild Hearts as well. The way that it is also a music game, not necessarily a rhythm game. I'll say that about both of them. And both of these being Annapurna productions, it begs the similarities, or it begs to provide that comparison. Both being these subversions of what a rhythm or music game can be, and one very much marrying its aesthetic with its gameplay, wanting to tell this story that is, abstract, but at the same time relatable to anybody. The other very deep in its narrative in a way that just becomes very alienating. I do not have any shred of sympathy for Vinny Vodka Sauce, because he's just vapid, annoying, frankly, and any kind of attempt to relate to him just feels so It's like you're making me relate to the guy from Yick. Except this time he has a guitar.
I know which game you're talking about now. Yes, you. So I was getting confused for Behind the Frame, which was
the Ghibli movies.
a game that was being talked about. That was being talked about around the same
not
time
Behind
as
the
Artful
Frame.
Escape.
Now I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
The Artful Escape was like they tried to make like a Simon Guitar Hero-esque game, but they ended up just making a Fisher-Price toy. And you just go, oh, I gotta hit the 1 button. Oh, they want me to hit the 3 button. All right, 1, 3. I did it. And then they tell you, like, you've unlocked the universe. You're like, okay. I just remember seeing, like, you go out on this adventure. Your call to action is, like, an elderly black dude who's got a time-space machine and says, I'm gonna show you the universe, cool cat. And I was like, why him? Why this doofus like guy? And they just don't really have an answer for that. It's just because this little dweeb in glasses is the hero.
Your grandpa did it, I guess, and then unlocked the power of folk rock.
Yeah, it's psychedelic folk rock, and that's not an aesthetic that I'm interested in any way. That's not popular at all right now. That's like as far away from
even
a
if it wasn't popular,
if
you still had the conviction to try and make it something. Like, again, Sayonara Wild Hearts leaned so much into its synth pop aesthetics in a way that it didn't matter whether or not it was in vogue. It's the fact that it just stuck to it so, like, decidedly. That left an impression on people. That's what led people to actually find it, to play it, and to have it be just a compelling piece of media.
There's this conflict, too, that they're trying to tell you that you're playing jazz or something of that, very, like, expressive medium, but they give you 4 buttons on a Fisher-Price toy, and that's not jazz.
Yeah, again, if you want a better example, you look at Wander Song. Just
speaking of, I got to play some Chicory.
All right,
Greg Lavidov also made that one too.
Yeah,
and I don't have much to say about Chicory. Just it's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine. I wasn't expecting more. It hit me exactly as I was expecting. As just a nice little game. The coloring book aspects were really good. It was really powerful. I was like, oh, I would actually love to use these tools. If I just had them all unlocked immediately, I would be having a great time coloring and drawing away with these tools. Some of it's, better than like Photoshop tools that I have. That part was impressive, but the characters were very sweet and very nice, and just maybe a little predictable. Where, you go out on an adventure and you're like, oh, my idol Chicory, she hates me. She hates me. And then after you get through one dungeon,
you find out she doesn't hate you.
Feelings,
she's just depressed.
She's just
depressed. She's dealing with stuff. I mean, what I quite like about the game is that it's very it's very sensitive about it. I kind of resonate with the game more higher than what you're saying here. But
I figured most folks do.
Yeah. No, that's totally fine. Totally valid. And I quite liked how it was just very sensitive about that stuff too. I think especially when it comes to burnout and creativity specifically, and actually tying into that which is pretty much most of the themes of the game, with a very artist-specific focus, and you can tell everyone who made this game had those very specific personal experiences. And your main character, who little dog, they're they do have a personality. They actually do have a personality, and they do talk in the scenes and here and there, and like they're very receptive to all that stuff too, which I thought was very, very nice, where it defaulted to that, specifically to that approach of being very empathetic to everything around them, even though they're basically like a child, and they don't understand things at first glance, and they're probably a little naive, but they're still very much like, oh, okay, I'll leave you alone. All right, bye. You just go on and go to another dungeon, whatever. But yeah, and it's a very sweet game.
Yeah, it's great being the main character, being like very full of imposter syndrome, being foisted on. You're like, oh, I have to be the main character now. And the person who was the main character, who was your idol, you find out they have they're done being the main character. They're sick of it and tired of it, and they're burnt out from it. Like, being burnt out from being the main characters is a really cool concept. And it was just, so my biggest problem that I ended up with, and this is not what anyone else is going to have, but about 7-8 hours into it, my game crashed and corrupted my entire file right before I was at the resolution.
No.
Like an hour and a half left. And I hear it has a big ending.
It has a big ending. Yep.
But I haven't gotten to see it, and I don't know if I'm going to get to see it.
That's all good. I'm sure it would be a pain.
The weirdest thing. I was like, okay, I'll go watch a walkthrough. Because that's what you do when you go and, like, you're playing this game, it crashes, I'll go watch a walkthrough for the end. I couldn't watch any walkthroughs. You want to know why? Because all of these walkthroughs are super well drawn. The games that they've played, like their versions of Chicory has really good coloring in it, and I looked at them and I was like, I miss my whack ass coloring jobs that I did. I miss those, and
they're doing it too well.
It got me in a way, and it got me kind of depressed about like losing my world.
But then that's why it's there. You can start again probably, and whenever
if I start again, I have to redraw everything, and then it's a new story, because part of that story that I was going on was me drawing my way through the story.
Like, poetically enough, you actually went through the dilemma of like your Photoshop file crashing and your work not recovering. Like how poetic and how tragic. Going through that for a game about art.
I hear this, but at the same time, I can't help but think of a version of this where it's Solon, as the common grade school experience in art class, where you try and think, oh, I'll mix all the colors, and you just make brown.
And just make brown.
Where Solon's talking about this immersive, like, beautiful personal experience, and just like, it's all brown.
It's all brown.
Still, that brown is still a valid color.
I got as many of the pictures as I could from the internal files, like things that I'd saved in the game itself. I kept all those. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but there's something that still exists.
Yeah.
In there.
Put them on the blockchain.
I'll put them on my fridge. Shut the hell up.
God, we have to talk about that later too.
But not yet.
Oh,
not yet. Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Solon. Yeah, you were starting to kind of go off on your Game of the Year choices there. Do you want to continue?
Oh God. Yeah. After Loop Hero and Chicory, I also played Death's Door.
Okay.
Which is that not roguelike. It's a Souls-like style where it's top-down hack and slash with a dodge roll.
It's like a
got
Zelda.
Some stamina and some health.
It's like a 2D Zelda Souls-like sort of deal. Yeah.
You know what it's like? It's like Luca Born of a Dream, one of the best games ever made.
So
it's like Luca.
Ooh.
Death's Door is really good.
Okay.
It's really good. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite of that kind of style. But what it does that I thought was really special was it's got a nice, simple story that has some fun characters. The characters are what you really come for. And then the route to 100%ing the game is really cool. It's a really good system where they are like, hey, you missed some collectibles in this zone after you finish the like story parts. They'll like light up all of the rooms that you've been to and say like, you've missed some stuff here. And you go back through those areas, and now there's a whole bunch of new stuff that you can interact with. And there's like a day-night system that you suddenly can like see these new places with a new light, literally. And it helps like unlock more stuff. And there's like an extra 50% of the game that's all stuck in the after you beat it. That is cooler than the stuff that was in the main game. And so highly recommend 100%ing Death's Door if you haven't, because it's really cool and it's worth the effort. It doesn't have like a big ending or anything. That was my only disappointment, was like it doesn't have like a big ending or anything, but that journey to 100%ing it feels so good. And then other than that, I played Road 96. Have you heard about this game, John?
No, I have not. What is this?
not a lot of people have. So
I have.
Road
I have
96, Elvie,
I
yes!
have.
Hey, we're gonna talk about this. Road 96 is a choose your own adventure style, like first person game where you go around managing a crust punk teenager trying to escape to the border, the northern border of this made up country.
Several crust punk teenagers, actually.
Okay.
Several.
So many of them.
It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get that kid to that border. So the background is that you are in a country that is about to undergo elections, and that election has a very serious chance of changing power from an authoritarian leader to someone who is a more, I guess, a socialized style
At
leader.
Least someone who's the opposite of that.
Yeah,
like it's still. I always, at least in my playthrough, it seems a little still like broad, but you know,
it's very red versus blue. Like, the red guy's in power. We're gonna replace them with a blue person. And so you have, as a teen crossing the border, 3 options. You can either just be a crust punk teenager and avoid all conflict. You can either say, no, we should vote for what we believe in. Or you could say, fuck all of this system, and we should all just revolt. There should be just a public-wide revolt against everything that's happening here because we don't trust the blue power that's going to be coming in if they win. So it's kind of like a like Fallout-esque, like good-bad system, but instead of good and bad, it's 3 different politics that you walk your way through while being a crust punk teen that nobody believes in and nobody cares about. Very disposable. You have somewhere between $0 and $12 on you. If you're lucky, you have 12.
At times you get a little more. You get a little more if you do.
If you work hard. If you work smart, steal a lot of money.
If you work smart, not hard. Which is I feel like the game's theme as a crust punk teenager. So the big thing about this game is that I don't think it's correct to say procedural storytelling because I don't think it's random. This is very much all stuff that's scripted, and it's just one of those things where like every playthrough as a crust punk teenager, one of many you will have to play through to get to the you can see that the time window is like a week before the election, so that's what it is. So you're playing all these like kids trying to like escape to the border. And each day, technically, or like, you know, each segment of time is like as each teen you're playing leads up to the final end of like the election date, essentially. I have not gotten that far, actually. I feel like I'm like halfway there, but ultimately that's like the end state of the game. But every playthrough you're playing is like intended to be a different experience where you're going to run through different NPCs, you're going to run into different locations along your journey. Like you're going to make a lot of different decisions that will just pretty much like, you know, like branch off into different situations depending like how things go. So for instance, you can choose to hitchhike, you know, wait it out. Or, you know, that might fail and you're going to be forced to walk and use up like a huge chunk of your energy walking down further to eventually reach the border. So like, you know, there's a miles counter. Well, kilometers. I'm so sorry. Kilometers. Whoa. This game was not made by Americans, actually, which is important to note, too, I think, for the context of like, even though I think the politics and commentary of the game seems very on the nose to the United States social sphere right now, I think it's very clear that their intent, I think, was, you know, as coincidental as things may seem, that I think they just wanted it to be a very broad statement, I think, globally. But ultimately, you're going to encounter different things depending on what you do, and it's all very random. That said, yes, a lot of things are scripted, and then in these events, you're going to run into different mini games, different people. How you interact with these people will again influence the chain of things. And like, yeah, again, with the 3 different politics that seem to be the umbrella of how the ultimate end state of the game will be, whether or not things will result in a revolution. Unfortunately, the incumbency just not changing, etc. There are like small dialogue branches where you can, you know, possibly influence, quote unquote, like the turn of those tides, whether it be like saying something in a dialogue cutscene or vandalizing, which potentially can change the image of like one politician versus the other. there's like a really funny thing you can do where you can call a payphone and donate to one of the campaigns. But yeah, there's like a lot of hidden meters over like I'm not sure how much things dramatically take a turn because again, I've personally not reached that end date. But yeah, it's very interesting. For sure, though, I personally feel like there's like definitely a lack of polish in a lot of parts. But yeah, it doesn't really hold back too. You can die. They make that clear. You can die as you're a kid, but you can die. They're not holding back like yes, like how like dire the situation is.
Some kids don't make it to the border.
You can probably just not make it. You might die like from getting killed or like all the times like my energy meter has like I don't know what it's actually called like technically but my meter has ran out. It's usually I've gone unconscious and cops find me. I've not died from starvation. I don't know like if that will happen. I'm sure you can probably die of poisoning. I'm sure anything can happen. I have not run into yet, but yeah, like you're gonna have a lot of playthroughs where you will just not make it to the end. Well, other times you will make it to the end and it feels nice. It's like, wow, I survived.
You survive and you succeed in jumping across the border despite it being extremely heavily guarded and armed. And like, there's times when you get to the border and they just kill you for crossing the border.
Oh, yeah.
They're not holding back at all in this game.
It's certainly a game that you feel like you're constantly on edge. It's not. It's certainly the opposite of any relaxing game, yeah.
So hold on. You're a little on edge, but I love this game. It's just genius. It's all played out in vignettes. Mm-hmm. So there's 6 other NPCs that you are actually also seeing their stories along with yours. Yeah, those
are the recurring ones you keep running into, essentially.
Whether you bus or whether you hitchhike, however you go to the next vignette on your route that they randomly splice in, you'll get the next chunk of story for yourself, but also for one of these NPC characters. So there's the punkish girl.
Another crust punk teen.
Crossing the border and you're like, wow, she's really well. She knows the situation really well, and that's because you immediately find out that she's the kid of a big oil politician who's the right-hand person for the lead in power, and so she's trying to start a kids' revolution, a teen revolution. Mm-hmm. There's the tech kid who is trying to hack the networks of everyone, and he uses cool kid slang, but he's like way younger than you. You find out his mom is a cop, and she is a extremely regular cop in all the ways where she
was the first NPC I ran into for the very first time I played. Yeah,
she was the second I ran into, and this game fucking hates cops. It's great. The vignette that I met her on was that we were on a bus, and she had a meter pop up above her head that was like breaking point because she was trying to steal a teenager to take them to the labor pits. Mm-hmm. Because the reason all these teens are jumping the border is because they don't want to be put into the labor pits. And they're obviously using teens as a shorthand for like any kind of like minority group and any kind of politicized structures. And I think that's genius in a way because because they're not holding back. Teens is a really depoliticized way to get that political message and idea across, to be like, hey, you know who's always indebted to society in some way that doesn't get the respect they deserve and gets held back constantly by larger powers than themselves? Teens do. Teens, that's nice easy one. They're putting them in labor camps, and the cop has a kid with them, and everyone on the bus turns around and starts yelling at this cop to say, put this kid back. Do not arrest this child. Don't take them to a labor camp because they're a kid. And then by the end, the cop gets she gets so flustered, and you see her bar fill up, and you can either choose to like assuage the situation so she doesn't like hurt anybody, because everyone's just worried that she's gonna hurt somebody because she's the only person with a gun on the bus. You just watch how this whole thing plays out, and you kind of egg everyone on to like be like, no, she's doing something. This is obviously messed up. Everyone agrees, right? And you kind of can prod the situation, or you can try to diffuse it. And then by the end, the vignette plays out. Depending how the vignette plays out, it moves all the pieces forward a little bit, like a Risk Legacy kind of situation where things eventually move forward, and then you go to the next vignette where you meet two bank robbers that are the worst bank robbers ever, and then it becomes like a Coen film, a Coen Brothers movie for that vignette. Yeah, no, God, game's really good.
Yeah.
Did you get any Stan and Mitch
vignettes? Oh yeah,
vignettes?
I was on their bike and
Yes. I know exactly which vignette it is.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we gotta save them. They're trying to go after the taxi essentially.
Yes, they're on the hunt for another character who is a serial killer.
Yeah, who's very scary.
Cab rides from. He's a cold, deadly man.
He is a very scary man.
And Stan and Mitch are chasing after them on their bike in their robbery getup. And you have to like swerve in traffic with the sidecar. You have to use the sidecar's weight as a teenager to dodge traffic coming both ways on a windy cliff, chasing this taxi that obviously has a serial killer in it.
Especially at that point when I got that, when I met them through there, that was my first encounter with them. Actually, I already ran into the serial killer Jared multiple times, so I already knew. So it was very nice to kind of have that like audience knows information the characters don't moment. It was like, oh shit, oh my god, they're dumbasses, they're very stupid robbers. And they don't sense the man's weird vibes at all. It's like it's a very thoughtful game. I think it's very well thought out, especially with the span of different characters and different spectrum of opinions that I think makes sense for like the setting they want to convey as well. And no, for sure, I definitely at least want to see it through and finish it at some point. I always finish this one through of like reaching the end date and see what happens there.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Definitely.
Party with the last character on our list of NPCs that you get to hang out with is the Fox News anchor woman, who you immediately find out has a Tennessee accent that she does not use on film. Who the S&M boys, Stan and Mitch, are extremely infatuated with.
Yeah, they want to save her.
Gerard wants to kill her. And he doesn't care how many teenagers get in his way on his road to killing her.
There's everyone's very
except for Stan and
cartoony.
Mitch.
I think
it's got some really fun turns in it. It was just a great time. Very Coen Brothers movie-esque in the end. And also, this game fucking hates centrists.
It really does.
I'll just tell you straight up, if you want the bad ending, don't get involved in any way whatsoever. You'll get a bad fucking ending. And I saw a bunch of comments and reviews that were like, I don't like the direction this game goes in the end, because I did everything right, and I got a bad ending, and everybody I liked in this game just died, and I don't know why. And I was like, I know why.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I tried to get the neutral route of the law and the no, homie, it's the let's apply it properly. It's the fucking embrace being able to find solidarity, or the fucking neoliberal or like fascist viewpoints from what I'm hearing here.
Yeah. No, it's really great. They don't give you any kind of like you can be a fascist. This is not about role playing. This is about, do you involve yourself democratically in the process? Do you involve yourself anarchically in the process, or do you not involve yourself at all? And by that, you will survive as a teenager. Like it's the easiest way to survive is to not involve yourself at all. But hey, at what cost to everyone else around you? You know?
Oh, right. It's definitely. It's so interesting how like I think it explores several of those issues when it comes to like forced migration, for instance. Like this is very obviously an allegory to that, also too, without talking about a specific country as well, or a specific current event in another region of the world, or forced migration and or the privilege of being able to leave a place. Sometimes that's also like a topic where like one being comfortable enough to like, I don't want to stick around and try anything. So I'm just gonna go somewhere. But meanwhile, you have this other side of the coin where people are struggling to leave because they have no choice, So it's very interesting how it like tackles both of those themes as well. It just, like on top of like, I think it needs to do that to comment on what the things it's commenting.
All while doing some light resource simulation management stuff, doing some light mini games. Things.
Yeah.
My last word on this, because I think this is the important part, is that Road 96 is such a good way to radicalize your Fortnite generation. Because LV, you said that it looked janky.
Yeah, it's a little janky. That was kind of one of my issues.
You know what it looks like? It looks like Fortnite.
You are unfortunately kind of right. Like something about it.
I love it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like the cleanest in the world, but
and
it looks clean enough that you can get the point across.
A teen. Like the game like says that often. Like you are a kid, you are a teen. So I don't know. Just
you don't inherently have power in this world.
No,
and so
you can just run.
A lot of like when I've talked to other people playing it, like young folks are really. Like, they're really responding well to this game because it's something in the chaos of the world that actually makes sense. Mm-hmm. And so, if you want to go radicalize your Fortnite kids, give them Road 96. It's great.
With some content warnings. A little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You will die. At least once.
Oh. Gerard's cold anger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess that's kind of the game of the year talk here. Gotten through the big bits here. LV, is there anything that you want to talk about?
Sure. I could talk about one more game of the year related thing.
Yeah.
I don't have to talk about. I don't have to talk about both of them. I think I'm going to talk about.
Whatever you want to do.
I'm picking one. I think I'm going to talk about specifically Cozy Grove, which is. Certainly something that has appeared in probably tons of like wholesome games, like showcases and other indie game shows for sure. I definitely remember seeing a bit of it in the wholesome game showcase, which again I recall was a long thing where every game like got like very little time to go through because there were so many fucking titles. Oh God, Godspeed to whoever had to video edit that for the show, but. Cozy Grove, you are a scout. You are, speaking of games where you're a child, but not as intense as Road 96. Here's an opposite. We're back to relaxing games, kind of. Relaxing, wholesome games. You're a scout. For some reason, I don't know, scout leader? I don't know what to call it. Your troop, organization. They decide to send you on this island by yourself. Again, you're a child. You are a bab. Because this is to get your last badge or something, or to like I don't know, level up your scout status. And this island's fucking haunted. They fucking tell you from the get-go, this island's haunted. People have died here. There are bears. The bears are the last thing they mention. And you're nameless, but you're like it's like an avatar kind of character where it's assumed to be you, and but you have a little custom features. You go on the island. The island is actually colorless. You're the only one who's like in color with pigment. And very quickly you discover that there are like these like literally bear-shaped spirits just hovering around, and you start talking to them, and they're like, "Oh, didn't see you there. There hasn't been a scout here there hasn't been a visitor to this island in years. Can you help me?" And you're just going around helping these bear ghosts do like little tasks and doing all these fetch quests, and you're getting badges along the way doing it. It's very cute. The island's still fucking haunted. Meanwhile, as you're helping these bear ghosts, there's actually like relationship meters where they have little heart meters where, as you're improving your relationship with them by doing these quests with them daily, like it's improving the color of the island. It's actually like literally bringing pigmentation back to this like otherwise colorless space, which is significant because you actually can't interact with certain objects or certain things in the environment if it's not in color. So that's actually a very significant thing where over time, to talk about some of the sim aspects, you have things like crafting. They usually have fishing, a given. And yeah, things like you can customize your tent, you can furnish your tent, your campgrounds, etc. And one of the furniture items you can get is like a lamp, or like one of the I guess furniture categories is a lamp, a light source. And putting those down literally helps like bring color back to the radius that the lamp is in. However, it has to be in contact with another thing that's in color still to do that. So yeah, some of the one of those significant things you get through these quests, in addition to like currency and whatever else, like crafting items, what have you, all the works you expect. Those lamps are actually pretty important to also bring the island back in color. In addition to these bear ghosts, there are these little dipshits running around called imps. They look like, I don't know what's the best way to describe them. They look like little plant people. I mean, they're not plant. I mean, they're a little plant-like to me. Some of them have plants on their heads. And they're just wandering around. But actually, when you go up to them at first, they're actually scared of you. And they just like a little fade away because they're spirits too. But sometimes you see them with little thought bubbles where they're thinking about an item, and over time, you'll learn that yes, you can help them out, and you get little gifts in return. However, you can't give the item to them because again, they're scared of you. They're gonna run away. You have to throw it at them, which is really funny to me. There's a lot of throwing stuff in this game. In addition to you having to learn how to throw stuff to NPCs, there's also a skipping stone mechanic, which I have never seen in a game before, which is also kind of funny to me. So a lot of throwing here. But yeah, overall, it is essentially another, not a farming sim, but it's a sim of some sort. There is kind of like planting aspects where you plant trees and what have you, but you don't really, there's no things like watering. However, there you have to be careful over like where you place them in relation to like lighting sources. Again, like I said, if it's in an area that's still colorless, it's not going to grow. It's not something you can interact with. So that's like a very interesting, like important aspect to the game where, here you are helping bears and dead bears. They're bear ghosts, cute bear ghosts.
Yep. Help your dead bears.
And bringing color back to this otherwise abandoned island. All to get a scout badge, I guess. What bugs me about this game, though, is that, oh god, there's actually several things that bugs me about this game, which is a shame. Because when you go in, it's like, oh, okay. It's what more or less what you expect out of like a cozy sim game. Literally called Cozy Grove, right? It is a time-gated game. So this game reminds me a lot of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, where the problem is not that there are no microtransactions as far as I know in this game. There are no like weird like, okay, here's a second currency system where you have to, but you're going to reach a certain point in your 1 to 2 hours of gameplay. And they actually, at some point, put a notice here on the Steam page, which I feel like has not been there before. But I wonder if enough people have complained about this that people wanted a notice of this. Where you're going to just run out of stuff to do because the game says, you're running out of stuff to do. Come back the next day. Literally, the game will tell you that. Like you have a sentient talking fireplace that is your buddy. Kind of like Calcifer in Howl's Moving Castle. Like he's like, I'm defaulting to he, which is not correct, but for now I'm going to default to he, because they don't actually give the fireplace pronouns. So I'm assuming, but like the little fireplace guy, like literally, like who is your main like hub, like your menu interface where you go to like like, hey, what the quest I have, like here's where I can do storage. The little guy will tell you have run out of stuff too, like literally.
Weird.
Yeah, wild. Yeah, you can do other things like continue fishing. You can continue like foraging around. Like the spawning rate of the items is pretty good. You can just keep walking around in a circle, and eventually you'll find more stuff, right? But then that's compared to the extent of something like a mainline game, Animal Crossing, where it's pretty big and you have a lot to do, especially with New Horizons, where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can terraform maybe, or like I don't know, I can go online and visit my friends, This game does not have that as much of an expanse to keep playing when you literally run out of stuff to do. And when I mean stuff to do, I mean like the quests the bears are giving you to like move forward with the story, right? Like, unfortunately, like beyond that, there isn't a lot you can do beyond, there isn't a lot of incentive to just keep fishing and,
That's fascinating because this is this is like Don't Starve,
Right.
like those kinds of games with a very
It
clean
feels
and
like
clear,
that. Yeah, Don't Starve was definitely
clearly established loop.
Yeah.
Like there's a way that these games work.
Right.
But this is also, I'm looking at Cozy Grove, and this is unmistakably a Spry Fox game.
Mm-hmm.
There's, they have a very good branding system, which is that we make a bear and we make a fox and we make them square.
I fucking love their bears.
So you gotta do.
Absolutely.
I
love
you might know them
Alpha
because
Bear.
they've done.
I just need to say
They've done
that.
Alpha Bear.
I love Alpha Bear.
They've done Triple Town. These
They
are
love
actually
the
games that I've
Square
actually played.
Bears.
I play very few mobile games, but both of those games are delightful.
Oh,
and fun. I was looking forward
I've
to
spent
them.
a lot of hours on Alpha Bear for sure.
Yeah, they
On my
know
previous
mobile
phone.
games.
I
And to
love
see
the
them
Square
make
Bears.
like finally making a bigger game, but still having those kinds of like mobile game type
Square
things
Ghost
in it.
Bears specifically.
having a system that like where you run out of things to do in the main game loop. I was like, wait,
It's very bizarre.
Why?
Yeah.
You know how to do this,
Right.
And you're doing this extremely right, but not for. You're doing this right for a phone,
Right. And then you can
this
you
isn't
can
a
you
phone
can yeah, you
game.
can wait around for maybe your plants to grow or like trees to like bloom more fruit, but then it's like what it's just like why would I do
Interesting.
that, right? There's absolutely nothing left to do once you're done with the quest of the day. And
They're delightful devs,
Yeah.
and I want to see them grow up,
Right.
and I want to see them grow up past, the same things that they've always their cozy little home that they've been in for so long. I want to see them keep going.
and I would say the other main problem I have with this game is this game has a lot of design issues and not in the visual sense. The art is lovely. It's like very much like a picture book that looks watercolored, it's very sweet. But in one way that does it a disservice. So the tutorial of this game is not good. And I say that
Really?
and, like, you go in, like, it tells you some things, it's like, okay, but it's not thorough enough. It doesn't go into some things like you absolutely like. It doesn't go into some things you end up realizing, oh, I can do that. Like until again the issue of like you have to wait the next day before the next story quest to learn about that thing. One of those things being like you start seeing. I mentioned the imps. You go in the island and you see these imps going around and like. The tutorial never fucking explains what those are. No, the first bear ghost you meet does not explain who those are. You don't learn about the imps until maybe the third or so NPC you meet. They're just and then they're just walking around like screaming and like running away from and you're like, who are those? And you can't interact with them because they keep disappearing. You don't realize, oh, they're afraid of, so that's weird.
I'm like 28 or 29 years old, and I don't know what the imps do around my life either.
Me and I did until
They're
like
just
several
there.
days into the game. And another thing that the tutorial another design issue, which again is not something the tutorial resolved, but like again should be a presentation thing. Like they should have, a technical issue is that it's hard to tell what you can interact with and what you can't. And again, like a whole part of the game is like, okay, you get it pretty immediately just from context was, okay, I can't interact with the colorless stuff. Like, okay. But even then, like, even with the colored stuff, like, okay, this map is like colored in, everything, like, trees are blooming, flowers are blossoming, what have you. Like, there's no distinction between the furniture items you had put down, or is that interactive item that was a fixed thing in the map. You can, so I think I forgot to mention is that you can put your furniture items everywhere, like anywhere on the island.
That rules.
The problem is now you can't tell, like, what is the tree I put down versus the tree that is fixed on a map. You can move your trees around. I can't move the trees that are programmed in the map around, but I can't tell the fucking difference until I go up there and interact with any of them for the little window to say, for the little window to show that I can't move it, This map is cluttered. It's, again, beautiful, but it's cluttered. There's no distinction between, like, what I'm supposed to interact with and not. And a lot of the quests you're doing are fetch quests. And a lot of them revolve around, like, okay, you have to find this thing in this very broadly described spot. However, things are like just so, again, issue of just like a lot of things are clustered around each other. You get hints over like, okay, it's near this pond. And there are different points in the map where, like, okay, here's a thing that looks like a pond. Sure, maybe it's there. I think that's it. Like, there's just like, oh gosh, there's like a lot of design. Like, I think the tutorial issue, the lack of tutorialization is less of the issue compared to the design issue. I think the design issue is the biggest problem I have with the game, where yeah, you just can't tell certain things apart in the map, and it's very busy all the time. Which is an issue when a lot of the quests are like,
but you don't have to convince me anymore.
Oh, yeah. That you have to kind of squint your eyes at, and like, you know, like I came here to help some bears out and not find the hidden not do a Where's Waldo, you know. And yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, but it, you know, where it works. But it's like those three problems that are holding the game back. It's really restrictive to the game, which is they don't fucking explain to you a lot of things until like, you know, you make progress.
Yep. I love December game of the year. I think that it's really fun getting to like play like 6-7 different games and then being like, all of these, all right.
And it has a lot of design issues that they're not going to fix. I'm pretty sure this is just the game, which makes like playing it a disservice at times. And yeah, the time gating. So those are three big issues I have with the game. So yeah, it's still a cute game though. I fucking love you, Bears.
We put in this work because once game of the year, like once those lists come out, you're going to know that these were well-researched lists. We have, between all of us on Chooch, we've seen it all.
We've seen it all. We've seen the good, bad, and the ugly.
And the ghost bears.
And the ghost bears. The grizzly and the grizzly.
I didn't play. I haven't been playing shit.
What have you been playing?
What have you been doing?
What have you been doing?
I've been playing SMT4 Apocalypse.
Hell yeah.
Still?
That's a lot to play.
Still. Yeah, it's like, I'm like 55 hours
in.
Oh,
God.
I'm still going.
That's dedication.
Yeah, I mean, I did like pretty much all the quests, like all the side quests even. I am very close to the end of the game. So, I guess some spoilers for SMT4 Apocalypse if you don't know about this whole thing. I'm just gonna kind of talk about what I've done recently. So, I've chosen the Bonds path, which this is the game that basically like I think most of the SMT games have been like, yeah, the neutral route is kind of sort of the canon route, because, you know, like for SMT3, absolutely not. It's the true demon route. It's the, you know, you fight Lucifer, you turn super evil, and you become a demon fully. In SMT4 Apocalypse, it is like kind of pushing you to being neutral, because like it's very much like the law side are the stuck-up angels, the chaos side are the demons just trying to, like, be all over the place and kooky and not really caring about who lives or dies. And neutral's basically like, hey, what if humanity decided what it wanted to do and didn't have to be under the heel of any demons? And so, by choosing that route, you do have to defeat both the leaders of the law and chaos sides. And then after that, you have to fight the what are they called? The divine. They're like the divine beings as well, who are just a bunch of like gods of religions that don't have as much current sway. It's basically just like Krishna and Buddha and like those folks being like, man, we are so sick and tired of Christian theology being the number one thing. We want to take down God. We want to be the most powerful God. And so you take them down because they're trying to like reset the universe. Like I fucked Buddha up. I fought Krishna and whipped his ass.
You have it on the record. Now, John beat up Buddha.
Yeah. And now everyone's like, all the humans are like, wait a minute, if we really want to be free, we gotta also beat God. We gotta go fight. And the thing is that in this game, they very specifically call God this YHVH. and every time someone tries to say their name, it's just a record scratch.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. So no one actually like says the true name of God. It's very funny. But yeah, I am on the path of fighting the Christian God very soon, which is not that special for SMT, but it is still very exciting. I'm going through the effort of getting like some last minute super powerful demons. Like I'm doing the Twisted Tokyo stuff, which is basically just like a small dungeon where you get to fight all the different fiends from SMT3, like Matador and the Riders and the Trumpeter, and the last one is the Queen Harlot, who is extremely powerful.
You have my attention.
Who's extremely powerful, and I'm definitely gonna have to have her on my team when I go to fight God.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like all the like the apocalypse, that whole thing. Man, since I've been doing this though, I've been like kind of looking into like all the different books from the Bible that got excised and all that stuff, because it's just like, oh yeah, here's where this demon is from, or here's where this angel is from, like all the different like parts of the Bible that got taken out where it like talks about Noah. I think it was Noah's father who was brought to heaven and just like got a tour and saw all the different angels and stuff.
Welcome to my pad, yeah.
Yeah, like I just read about that. I've been reading about that stuff, and it's like it's really interesting and really cool. Like, even though I am not a religious person, just like looking into different religions and all that, and seeing all these different I don't know if characters would be the term, but all these different figures in each religion it's very interesting and it's cool, and like I legit like that SMT has broadened my horizons a little bit. Like, sure, yeah, I might be summoning them to do battle for me, but at the same time, like I do really like to look into these things, and it is really cool to see all these different parts of religions being represented in the story.
Yeah.
John, you learned so much through your blasphemy. I love that.
Yeah, I love reading about that stuff too. It's very fascinating. It's pretty cool that SMT inspired you to look into that stuff more. And yeah, it's a very huge world, and it's nice to see also something like this. Yeah, actually explore. Whenever like I feel like a JRPG is always exploring religion in some way, it does default to Christianity and like using Christian imagery or defaulting to that. So it is nice that SMT actually does like take its time to at least look into other things to explore.
Like SMT has always like plucked different different like religious figures and different like mythological figures for the characters, but I think it's almost it's a little it's a little similar to Fate in that the power given to these characters, these demons, are kind of based on the like overall like universe, like the awareness in humanity, like how in Fate it's like, oh yeah, no, like a character will be summonable, will become a hero once the like and their strength is based on like how many people know about them. It's the same thing where it's like they're basically like the divine powers are teaming up to fight against God, because they're like, yeah, like we still have a lot of power because like people still believe in us, but like, yeah, like Christianity is given a lot more of attention worldwide, and that is why God and the angels have so much power here. And so like, yeah, it's the kind of thing where it's like I get where you're coming from, but Krishna, you also want to like reset the universe and use a giant cosmic egg that I had to crawl around inside of to do it. And it's like, all right, man.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think that makes sense too with the developers in mind. Like that still ties into like Japanese animism and animism. Yes, where belief definitely empowers the thing you believe in to begin with, and not the other way around, which is very interesting. So that makes a lot of sense. Kind of like a toolbar.
Yeah, and Yeah,
Yeah.
you could say that.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. So I do have SMT5. I did pick that up, and I played a little tiny bit of it, but I was just like, I want to finish 4. I want to get that out of the way. I want to get this whole part of it out of the way. I really want to get to 5, but I also very much like 4 Apocalypse. This game does seem like it divides people. There, or at the very least, it is not very popular among like big SMT heads, mostly because it is a much simpler story. Like SMT4,
SMT5?
no, 4
Is the simpler story?
4 Apocalypse.
Oh, 4 Apocalypse is the simpler
Yeah.
story. Okay.
It is like specifically in like its characters, where in a lot of the other SMT games, it is very much just like, yeah, you're going into this like big battle between law and chaos, and you have to carve your own path or side with somebody, and it's a lot more esoteric. But in SMT4 Apocalypse, it is like you are this pretty defined character. You're hanging out with these other pretty defined, like the rest of your party is very defined, and it is a very anime, like the power of friendship will overcome anything. And, you know, I mean, it is more just about, like, the story is trying to be, like, a hopeful, like, it's less just, like, a power of friendship and more just, like, believing in the power of humanity. Because it is just, like, yeah, like, the gods are, you know, helpful in ways, but it is very much about, like, what people can do together and how they can change things and how they can... They shouldn't be held to the gods. They should be able to do their own thing. It's that sort of thing, and I like that quite a bit. But I also get it how if you're a big SMT head, you're like, I just want to think about how law would be good or how chaos would be good. And it's just like, no, you could just, you know, like this is a game where centrism is basically the correct answer, I suppose, where it's just like, no, but it's honestly, it's not centrism. I would say it is like, they keep talking like, oh yeah, this is the answer that's in the middle. And it's like, no, it's not in the middle. It's just the third answer where you're not siding with anybody.
It's a rejection of the other two.
It's a rejection. Yeah.
If you have to choose
Exactly.
between like a feral group of just it's to further blaspheme the equivalence of astral kids who hang out at the yard and like keep getting scrapes and like keep getting like hit in the head with their dirt bikes, and the kid that'll just constantly want you to play pretend that way that he wants you to play pretend. You know, common distillations of chaos and law.
Yeah.
To choose the option where you
Yep,
get to
those are
just
the common
hang
ones.
out.
Exactly.
Can we just fucking chill?
Can we just all chill? Can we just do our own thing?
Beelzebub
that
keeps ripping up the fucking lawn.
Yeah, jeez, dude. You tell Lucifuge to like get the fuck off my back about like not being chaos enough. God. But no, it's really cool. I'm probably gonna finish it soon. I've been chipping away at it, but you know, I want to get all the fiends because I gotta get Mother Harlot, and that's gonna be a bit because the Twisted Tokyo bits is like when you fight one of the fiends, you have 10 turns, and then you have to go back through the dungeon after 10 turns. For some reason, it's a little frustrating, but I mean, I beat Matador in one shot, so I'm gonna keep going because I got to do all the riders, and then it's the trumpeter, and then Mother Harlot, and then you get all the fiends. So yeah, that's a lot of what I've been playing. Real quick, I also have been playing the new Yu-Gi-Oh game on Switch. I don't know if it's on anything else, but I got it on Switch. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel Battle Royale, which
wow.
I talked a little bit about what Rush Duels and all that stuff was on the anime podcast back in the day when I tried watching a little bit of the anime, and I should honestly get back to that anime. It is pretty fun, but for those of you who are unaware, Rush Duels are a new kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! Play where it's Japan only. They never brought it out over here. Because they tried something called Speed Duels over here, which was a slightly different format from regular Yu-Gi-Oh! It's based on a lot of it's pretty much what Duel Links is. If you've tried that mobile game, Like it's a smaller board. Like you only have 3 spaces instead of 5. Lower life points, that sort of thing. It's Duel Links in real life is what Speed Duels is, but Rush Duels are actually faster than Speed Duels. It's 8,000 life points, but again, you only have 3 spaces. But you can also summon as many times as you want per turn. Like, you can tribute summon, you can normal summon as many times as you can. And every turn, you draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. So it's
like literally like the game Speed.
Yeah, they have sped it up a whole lot. It's a completely different experience because it's got different abilities, different monsters, different types of monsters. I haven't gotten too far into it, so I haven't really run into anything that's very, very different. But it's just interesting to see that, like, there's a lot more effects that are like, oh, discard a card, or, tribute. There's a lot more tributing or discarding cards. And those kinds of effects in regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be a tall order. Like, if you're going to discard a card for something, it better be fucking good. But in this one, it's like, next turn I'm going to draw up to 5 cards again. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, that rules. You got to go through your hands really quickly. Yeah, that changes a lot of how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, like, looked at. And having that in video game format sounds like such a good way to get that over here.
For sure. And it is very weird, though, because they have not talked about anything about Rush Duels coming over here. Like, they're still releasing Speed Duel product, even though not that many people play it. Like, it's kind of funny because the people that play Speed Duels, like, I've met a few of them, and they're basically just like, yeah, I just kind of went out and bought a Speed Duel deck just so I could come and play it, and I play it for funsies. It's not that big of a deal, but the real reason I play is because if you get the official, like, tournament packs for Speed Duels, you can pull a Blue Eyes or like a Dark Magician or something from that. That's like a special holographic just for Speed Duels, and those go for like $600 because nobody plays Speed Duels to pull the cards, but people still want the Blue Eyes and Dark Magician cards, So it's just like, yeah, these are really rare. Nobody has them, but nobody goes out of their way to get them.
Oh, that's funny. Cool.
So it's like, yeah, like people are kind of doing it to make money, but also it does, like, Speed Duels seem fun. Rush Duels seem fun too. I still think it's really weird that, like, in the canon of Rush Duels, Rush Dueling was invented because regular dueling was being, like, controlled by the evil capitalist organization that owns the city and, like, forces everyone to only do regular duels. And it's like, all right, I don't know what you're trying to say here about yourself, Konami, but
I was gonna say, yeah, this is Konami, right? Like...
Yeah. I mean, they're actually bringing, like, more like formats into Yu-Gi-Oh! Soon, which is pretty cool. Like, they're doing, like, official tournaments for stuff like, oh, like, you can only use cards from this time frame, and they're doing stuff like you can only use common rarity cards, so you can't use anything that's like that's holographic or anything. They're trying.
They've really picked up their game. They're now all the way in 2016 was when they started doing that in, like, Magic.
Yeah, they're finally catching up.
They're a little
with,
behind
like,
the times here.
Yeah, they're finally catching up with, like, Pauper and, like, the different formats in Magic. But that is something that people are interested in. Like, if you ask Yu-Gi-Oh fans about stuff, like, you can say, GOAT format. People fucking love GOAT format, and it's called that because it's called that because Scapegoat is one of the best cards in that format.
Everyone loves GOAT format.
Yeah,
I'm following, John. This makes perfect sense.
People really love GOAT format, and so that's one of those, like, classic formats, because that's from the time. That's the time frame. Like, I think it was around when Gravekeepers came out, so that's like 2003, 2004, I think. That's that format.
Mm-hmm.
And so people really, really love that one. Like, it's a very slow, methodical format. But, like, Konami's going to be officially sanctioning tournaments for that now, which is something that, people really didn't think was going to happen. Like, I mean, Konami only started letting you double sleeve your Yu-Gi-Oh cards like last year, which is insane. Like it would, if you double sleeved before, you would get kicked out of the tournament, and now you're allowed to. So I don't know. They're so behind the times. They're catching up.
Why was that an issue? What's the deal with that?
They claimed that it was because of cheating or something, but like it's nuts because if all of your cards are sleeved the same way, it's not like it's any different.
Like the idea of
you're
hiding a second card in there or something, or
maybe I don't know.
Probably hiding a fake card is what I would assume.
Okay.
Like hiding a proxy or something amongst your cards.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, if you're unless you're going to like a major tournament, nobody really cares about proxies and stuff. Like, I mean,
exactly.
Yu-Gi-Oh fans are insane and like to buy the most expensive versions of cards. So, like, you don't really see proxies in Yu-Gi-Oh that often because that's just the kind of fan base they have. They like Yu-Gi-Oh is expensive, so But I would love to get into the common charity tournaments. I would love to do that. Because, like, those cards hopefully will stay inexpensive, I mean, obviously stuff that is that wins a lot is probably gonna go up in price a little bit, but, it's still gonna be relatively cheap because those cards are common. And, hell, I probably have a lot of those cards already, so that would be cool to get into. I don't know. I definitely want to see how that shakes out. And, I mean... Yeah, they put a lot of effort into this game, though, for something that is not available in English. Like, they dubbed this game. It's not, like, a super, expansive dub, but, like, there's English in this game. There's English voice acting in this game, and there's no anime to match up with it. Like, it's not like they were like, oh, we had... it's not like they're like, oh, we like, got the anime dubbers to come over for, like, a few weekends and do, like, a couple of, like, sound effects and shit for the... No, they... hired brand new voice actors for these characters who had never had English voice acting before. So I don't know. It's pretty weird, but it's pretty fun. I don't know why it's called Battle Royale because there's no Battle Royale. It is just it's one of those old, like if you've played any of those old Yu-Gi-Oh games for like GBA and shit, like fucking that Battle City card, I think, or that Battle City game, all that. It's just one of those. It's just a Yu-Gi-Oh game, but it's Rush Duels, so it's different. So I think we should we get on to news? We do have a few other bits of things that we have to talk about, but we're going a little long already, so maybe
we got a lot of news. I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's hit some of the quick ones first here. I guess we are going to mention that Wario64 has officially entered the the mutual aid sphere and is showing people where to get COVID tests online because the government isn't going to do it. So I guess Wario64
even booking,
has to.
Well, not booking, but like showing vaccination appointment slots opening up in different places. I think as well, in addition to buying kits, so being the hero.
So Wario64 has been all over it at least for the US.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking nuts. It's really crazy that something like this had to happen. Like, I mean, good on Wario64 for doing that, Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say that dude is like always great because he is absolutely just like out there making money. Like, he's never like not tweeted out an Amazon link during like a strike or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna say he's like a fucking hero here, but like at the same time, God, we are at this point that we need someone to be tweeting out fucking links to vaccinations and testing and all that. Like, that isn't part of the government. Like, we can't trust. Like the Joe Biden Twitter account was just like, hey, why don't you Google where you can get a test? And Wario64 is like, actually, I can maybe help you find it. Like, it's fucking insane that this guy is more useful than the government right now. Like, even though he's like kind of doing the bare minimum here.
Yep.
Wario 64 has swagger.
I mean, yeah, he's got more fucking swagger than
He's got community.
We were talking about
boy.
off recording about memes now being used to share resources, so so I think it's part of that, and I don't mind it. I like that. I mean, but yeah, it is sad that agencies and bigger institutions that should be doing it to begin with are not the ones being efficient in doing that instead.
Totally. So I guess we could touch on the NFT news of the season here. First off, I don't remember if you all talked about this happened recently, so it wouldn't have been on the podcast. But Square Enix's director wrote like a New Year's letter that was basically just him being like, God, I am so excited for NFTs in the metaverse. I can't wait to do that. I think that people should play video games to make money, not to have fun. And if you're doing it to have fun, you're a stupid loser who sucks. And
they really kind of just said that, yeah.
Yeah, and it was insane, and everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? We want to play games because they're fun or interesting or have good stories. Like,
and why did you post this on New Year's Eve when everyone is looking at their phones?
Right, it was definitely a salesperson wrote that.
Yeah, really
got his
something skeezy happened there, and everyone saw it.
And like, this is coming right after like everyone is having a great time with Final Fantasy XIV's new expansion, and like Square Enix was riding on so much goodwill, and then they had to immediately step in it and just fuck it up. And obviously it was a big flop over here, but like Kotaku even put up an article that highlighted that even folks in Japan are like, hey, Square Enix, this fucking sucks. Just make the game. Shut up. Like, don't be idiots. Don't put your eggs in this basket. It's horrible. Just like keep doing what you're doing. NFTs and the metaverse aren't going to make your games better. So, we're all in agreement that this sucks ass.
Yeah, it's so anti-consumer. Like,
it is okay
clearly
to bully shareholders and CEOs.
I can't even imagine that anybody who's like actually into crypto would love that either. Why would anyone be like, yes, I want to add more microtransactions to these games because they're crypto? That would make them better than other microtransactions. Like that, no one wants microtransactions in games already. Yeah. That's already extremely unpopular.
You give that you give that logical fallacy to a crypto bro, and then they're gonna go and they'll just burn down their server farm as their own like mental paradox.
Yep, they have like you have to say, hey, if you're a NFT, a crypto guy, you're not a gamer. You're anti-gamer. You're anti-consumer.
The two buttons meme.
I mean, these crypto guys aren't going to get into this because there's not like a weird community. Yeah, there's not like a weird community thing involved.
Why doesn't my anime girl look like this shittily drawn monkey?
Yeah, exactly. And like, like even other companies that have been trying to dabble into this are not succeeding at all. Like Ubisoft I think launched. Yeah,
all this
Ubisoft
stuff not being touched.
Yeah, nobody's buying any of the like Ghost Recon NFTs or whatever. Like nobody wants that shit. It's very dumb. But similarly, Konami has also hopped in on this as well because of course they're fucking Konami. And they made Castlevania 35th anniversary NFTs, and I'm looking on here. They announced this like a few days ago, and it doesn't look like anyone has bought one. I'm looking on here. Nobody has bought any of them.
Not a single purchase.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. There's supposed to be auctions that are going to go live. So no, I apologize. They are not active yet. But also, who the fuck want? I mean, I'm saying who the fuck wants this because people are fucking lame. And it's again highlighting how stupid the concept of buying an NFT is, because some of these NFTs are like there's one that is straight up just like, buy an NFT of the Famicom version of Bloody Tears, and then you click on it and it's like, you're just buying an NFT of this. You do not own the rights to Bloody Tears now. You just own an NFT of it. You can't use the song for anything. You can't do anything with it. It's just like, it just exists. It's
also,
insane.
I can't imagine the risk. There's a huge risk involved in buying any NFTs from a game company like Konami or like any of them, because they are also part owners on that, and they could take that away at any time. So there's, there's now double the risk of losing your NFT from like 2 or 3 different places instead of just one. And it's a bad idea. It's really funny every time, and I love this idea in my head that Konami saw what Ubisoft was doing, and they were like, "What? Hey, what? No, we're the evil company. Hold on, you can't just beat us to the punch."
It's somehow even dumber. Like there's some of these are just like cubes. There's a cube of
they're just gifts
it's just
they're
gifts
just a
from
clip.
Castlevania 1 on a cube.
You know what I can do with a cube? You know what I can do with a cube without even having to pay for it? Rotate it in my mind. I'm doing it right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I could rotate a cube of Castlevania gifts in my mind for free right now. So yeah.
Oh,
I wish I was rotating the cube. I can't.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
How do you do that? I can't. Mav, no, stop the cube. Can you rotate it in my mind? I'm really struggling here.
Do you remember the part in Castlevania where you threw the holy water at Dracula? Well, you could own a cube that has that on it for $230.
Oh,
that sucks ass.
Bad deal.
That sucks ass. It's really bad. It sucks. But yeah, nobody wants this except for insane people who suck, and Konami's gonna be Konami. Konami, if you're listening to this,
give John Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, give me Yu-Gi-Oh cards. A, B, do that fucking Castlevania collection with the DS games. Do that next, because the DS ones are the best ones. And
True.
C, quit with the fucking NFTs because it's stupid. And D,
save yourself a little effort.
Yeah, like it's useless. It's stupid. Like they're gonna make like $400 tops off of this. Like, come on, it's not worth it. Just quit it. Just quit it. I don't know what else to ask for. Those are the things I have. I don't have a D. I'm sorry. I don't have a fourth one. Another insane shit that happened recently. The Pope had an event of some sort. I think just like one of those like Pope sit downs where he talks about the scripture and announces shit. You know, like a Pope fireside chat.
Yes.
During that event, some fucking clowns and like circus performers came out and they started playing Megalovania.
Wait, you said some like fucking clowns and some circus
there were
performers.
Circus
You mean like a whole
during
clown
the
show?
Pope fireside for some reason. I guess it's an Italian thing, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think
was
they
it
were
like
just
like a Cirque du Soleil kind of thing, or like an actual like clown show?
Hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like some clowns, some like performers. They were like riding on like unicycles.
To read this line from the PC game, there are no more places I've covered this, but the PC Gamer article specifically says this line. The speakers in the Vatican blasted Undertale's Megalovania as circus performers juggled and unicycled in front of His Holiness.
Yeah.
Wow.
There is video. It's so strange.
I do also want to point out the fact that people have been listening to the video, and there is a good subset of people that are pointing out this isn't the Undertale version of Undertale. Sorry. This isn't the Undertale version of Megalovania.
Yeah.
It's the Homestuck version of
The
Megalovania.
Homestuck version.
That rules.
The clowns are relevant, unfortunately.
The clowns have become even more relevant.
like they probably just Googled like Megalovania sheet music or something, you know. So that's probably what it's from.
Should have used the world revolving. That's just me.
That's true. But it is extremely funny, though, just especially after the whole story of Matt Pat giving the Pope a Steam key of Undertale and all that. Like, so everyone's like, oh man, he must have finally played Undertale. It happened, finally. And then a little bonus bit of information that came from all this is on Twitter, apparently Toby Fox's old like youth pastor tweeted about it.
Yes.
I'm just gonna read this from the Reverend Jason Wells. So Undertale was written by a kid who was in my church youth group. The music from his game just got performed for the Pope. As Toby Fox's former priest, I take full credit for this happening. And then he posted. You know, Toby's from Manchester and went to Central High, right? I was his youth group leader around 2006 or so when I served the Episcopal Church downtown. My daughter loves Undertale and she can't believe that I've met him, much less trained him as an altar server. So Toby Fox was an altar boy.
I feel like I'm getting information that I shouldn't. Like, I feel like I need to do like a Spider-Man 2 here and be like, put the mask back on, John. I don't want to know that Toby...
God.
Why is this Reverend trying to like out Toby
Stolen
Fox like
valor.
this? What's his end game?
Stolen valor.
It's very funny. It's very funny.
I wouldn't want to like invoke Toby Fox, who has the power of the internet and gifts in this kind of way.
My favorite are some of the replies. Toby is British. Someone replied, Manchester, New Hampshire. Just like way too much information.
No, he's British.
No, he's British. Just other
British,
secret facts.
He's British, yeah. We're learning too much.
We're
about
learning
Toby
too
Fox.
much. Someone who continues to commit to never showing their face. You know.
Yeah. We're one step away from getting a high school
yearbook
photo, and then it's over.
Someone's gonna cross the line. It's like, no. Right,
Exactly,
I don't even know
that's
if
what I'm saying.
I don't know
we
if that's
gotta...
even Toby Fox is not Tobias Fox, if that's even the real name to this day, you know.
I think it is because there have been there a little before Undertale came out, like around when the Kickstarter was coming out, like Toby was doing stuff like for Starman.net, and he was like, you know, like front and like he showed his face back then. I just think he has pulled back a bit, which I think is smart because of how the Undertale fandom is. Like I think I feel a little bad that he's not just like able to just like kind of hang out online anymore. But I mean, maybe he does on like a locked account or something. Like he's
small circle.
He's probably out. Because, like, I followed his account, or, like, I was friends with folks before, like, who were friends with him before Undertale. Like, you know, because, like, I had friends who, like, ran in the Starman.net community. So, like, that's why I found out about Undertale. Like, I backed the Undertale Kickstarter because, like a friend of a, like, Toby Fox is, like, a friend of a friend. And so I was like, yeah, this sounds cool. All right, yeah, I'll hop on this. And, like, then it became one of the biggest games ever, you know? Like, I was like, oh, fuck, okay, no, this is, like, you know, this is really something. And, you know, it was one of those things where, like, I just remember being, like, at lunch at work one day and being like, oh, I got my Undertale key from the Kickstarter in my email. I'm gonna play that when I get home. And by, like, 2 or 3 days later, it changed the world. Like, it was insane. So, you know, it really came out of nowhere and blew up, and, you know, like, it's good for him, but also at the same time I feel kind of bad that, like, because he would just fuck around online a lot. Like, he's like, Toby Fox is funny as fuck, and yeah, he couldn't be just like a normal person online anymore. And, you know, I guess that's something you kind of have to give up on. But also, motherfucker got to go over to Sakurai's house, so I think he's fine. I think he's fine. He's hanging out with Shigesato Itoi and, like, the fucking Cave Story guy and, like, Zun and all that. Like, he's good. He's fine. I think he's fine.
I'm just losing it looking at this Reverend's Twitter feed being the cool pastor.
Yeah.
And just the thought in my head that at some point, if, you know, you ever got super famous, there could be just the cool pastor who just outs you to like everybody. Just, it's this really weird conundrum. It's like, gotta watch out for the cool pastor.
You know who else wanted you to have a bad time? The devil. And when we think on that, the person that was able to get up from the monster world, well, that was Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he seems normal. He seems cool. I see his first tweet being like he considers himself a queer ally. So that's cool. That's a good plus. But then I see he retweeted from the Red Sox account. So now I don't know. That's one thing to not be a bigot, but your sports allegiances is very tricky. I don't know what's going on there.
He was born New English. You can't.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can't harm him for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Final Fantasy 16 is being delayed again. Like they basically confirmed, COVID slowed stuff down. We'll have more to talk about later. That's why you haven't really heard much from us. That, pretty simple story, but there you go. Final Fantasy 16.
We got Final Fantasy Origins coming, so.
And I mean,
not too big a deal.
And I mean, Endwalker just came out, so if you're a big Final Fantasy head, you're probably playing that. So
Endwalker's still coming out. It continues to come out.
Yeah, it's
patch 2 days ago was a huge deal for me.
It is an active event.
We're on the 0.05 of this patch. We're not even on 0.1 of the next patch yet. And it's still. I'm not gonna go into it. It's a lot, and it's
a lot.
Pretty incredible still. Every 2 weeks, another patch.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the last quick bit of news here, Alvi, I'll let you talk a little bit about the year numbers.
Oh yeah,
I know that
if you want to see the full chart, again, I think we consider GamesIndustry.biz like a pretty great source to referencing other news. They've been at it for a while. There's just a lot of numbers here in regards to different game facts, so mostly business and sales numbers, and I just found it very interesting. Just to quickly go off some interesting points here, where best-selling box games of the year, United Kingdom. So they're referencing United Kingdom because I believe they're based in the UK, right? FIFA 22 versus Japan, which is Monster Hunter Rise. So those are the two different regions, best-selling box games, which is funny how much of the UK list is sports, and much of the Japan list is a lot of Nintendo. As usual.
Wow. Yeah. That's a big deal, just knowing that Monster Hunter Rise being a pretty modern type of game with a good source behind it. Like, Japan's still really into box games. That's what I see from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with how low Animal Crossing New Horizons is on Japan's list, as well as the United Kingdom's list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Meanwhile, a little higher. There was something in here that I thought, also stood out to me. And I was like, wow, people want to read. How nice. We're probably the most literate, past couple of generations, to be quite honest. At least that's picking up again, I think. Their Metacritic graph, just rating, what are the highest rated games? The highest rated game on Metacritic right now is Disco Elysium: The Final Cut, which is somehow tied with The House and Fata Morgana. So both really text-heavy games, which is very interesting. The lowest rated game is something called eFootball 2022. I don't know what this is, but I looked it up, and it doesn't look good, so I think that's correct. That seems about
Thanks,
right.
Konami.
Yeah. They mention a lot of YouTube influencers I've never heard of, so I don't know what's going on there. They might be Minecraft people. I'm not surprised, because there was an interesting, I think last time we talked on pod, or last time it was mentioned on pod, Minecraft makes up most of the game's content on YouTube right now, which is very scary. And unsurprisingly, in the social media sphere, Final Fantasy, a lot of these online games are just constantly tweet about on Twitter. Genshin Impact still is. I see Genshin Impact a lot on Twitter feed, quite honestly, even though it feels like something that's not quite pop. It's still popular within a very specific group of people, I think, and that's a big deal. And it's very funny to me that a lot of the trailers, in terms of most watched games, are games that ended up not being really games that are like highly revered right now. Specifically Battlefield 2042, which had a lot of issues after.
Yep.
But overall, yeah, it's an interesting chart to look at. I like looking at charts like these every year. I'm like that weirdo. I like looking at charts like these every year. I don't know, it's just a lot to think about. And see how things go on. And yeah, games industry biz is also just great because they certainly don't hold back on their own opinions on things. If one will get to the last graphic, you will see right there that they certainly have not forgotten some things, even though a lot of the focus on the rest of the graphic is a lot on sales in particular. But for sure, they don't hold back in terms of talking about social issues as well and covering them. So.
Yeah, this graph that just ends with, hey, the number of CEOs at
By the
Riot
way.
Games, Ubisoft, and Blizzard who have stepped down as a result of massive cultural problems letting to fester under their tenure, 0. The stat is 0. None of them have.
Not yet.
one.
I know there were several there was one particular law office who was talking about how like a lot of things like with those things are like on pause, not pause, but because of the holidays. Yeah, people took vacations and the new year just certainly kicked off like the dates and finalized dates of a lot of trials and a lot of suits resuming from last year because again of pandemic and how the courts have to adjust with the calendar for the upcoming year. So we might be hearing a lot more dates soon and more concrete stuff then. So
yeah,
Absolutely. Few more like big pieces of news here, but let's try to just kind of go through it here. E3 has canceled its in-person show again this year, and people are kind of making it out to be maybe E3 is just done being in person in general. It sounds like maybe it's just done. They are already talking about there being online stuff going on, so we're still going to have.
If they make a thing that's like, yeah, we're going to cancel, we're just going to have E3 be this for now and forever. Even if they say that, eventually they're going to get itchy. And eventually they're going to get itchy and be like, our solution to this problem today is let's have in-person shows again. And they'll be back.
Mm-hmm. There will be something. Something will occur.
Meanwhile, we're waiting on GDC also, because those usually happen around the same time. And so GDC will probably be next too. And I kind of hope at this point.
Yeah, I feel like GDC has more of a chance of not completely dying. Like, I think you're right that, maybe someday E3 will be a thing again, but I think E3 will stop being a thing, but GDC is the kind of thing that, like, as soon as things are clear, it's going to come back. Like, GDC isn't going to... GDC is not in question. It is delayed, not canceled. E3, though, we'll see.
Yep.
Speaking on Riot here, they have settled one of their discrimination lawsuits. They paid out $100 million to various women who complained about sexual harassment and discrimination. But again, that's one. There's still a lot more going.
That is a little part, a slice of justice done.
Yeah, I don't know if you all have anything else that you'd like to mention about this continuing to go on. It's it's good that this happened. It's good that they got some comeuppance, but it's definitely nowhere near enough. It is not acknowledging all the things that have occurred there, and it's still an industry-wide problem. There was a BioWare update here. We got the wee woo BioWare update. Wee woo. They're saying that they have done. They're fully remote now. They want to hire people for remote work. They want to rebuild their reputation, and that's just what they're trying to do. The BioWare wants to come back as a place to. As a studio to look forward to their games instead of rolling their eyes at them, because the last handful of BioWare games haven't been great, but they want to fix that. and they're hoping that doing remote work and getting people to fix their shit. That would be interesting. I don't know what they could really do to really fix their reputation. I mean, people are going to be excited when they start, talking about a new Mass Effect or a new Dragon Age in earnest, because like both of those things have been announced, but once the details start coming out, it's going to be interesting to see what shakes loose. Do any of you have any opinions on BioWare? Is anyone here a big BioWare head?
I just think that, going fully remote will be great for BioWare. They'll stop bumping into each other with their massive, massive brains. And it'll stop being such a hallway cluster,
Yeah.
Could not tell you how a Dragon Age game actually plays. No idea.
No clue.
I'm aware that people want to fuck the one guy, so they also want to fuck the other guy, but for other reasers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very horny games.
People got mad that the racist in Mass Effect had her ass deflated or something, I think. I don't know.
Yes, that was, yeah.
I kind of liked Mass Effect. I thought the ending for 3 was bad, but a lot of 3 was kind of frustrating, actually, thinking about it. But, like, I liked 1 and 2 quite a bit. I really didn't like Dragon Age, though. I tried Origins, and I didn't like that. But that's just my opinion. It's up to you to decide, and I would like for BioWare to... I don't want anyone to make a bad game. I'm just going to be more and more general here. I think it would be cool if BioWare made a good game. Because
that's kind of where I'm at too.
Because I don't care who makes it. If it's good, it's good. Well, okay. If it's good and it's not made by shitheads, then okay. And doing remote work, that's a good step in the right direction. There's a lot more you got to do, but that is it is a good idea to do remote work, especially in this kind of environment.
There's definitely a noticeable problem with like studios like I don't I think they fit the bill of like saying big name studio, like a studio that like you easily recognize by name and can just off the get-go, even though they're not comparing it to like Ubisoft. Obviously there's a distinct gap there between like the money behind their name, etc. But like all of them kind of reached this issue of making just all their whole library is now just following the exact same formula. And again, as someone who is very distant from their games, but just knows a lot of people who love Mass Effect, who really love Dragon Age a little too much. Me observing it from distance, like, oh, okay, I totally understand. But they seem like they all fall under the same. Not saying they all look the same, like not saying that exactly, but for sure they fall under like the same structure, and it would be interesting for them to actually do something different, like very dramatically different from once, especially if this dramatic work environment change might that probably has to encourage that anyway. How's that going to impact their workflow and what they're typically used to. Definitely there definitely might be a change here that could be good for them.
And I just keep thinking about how over the last 5 or 6 years, people have they've done the BioWare thing better than BioWare has.
Yeah.
And so
I think you said that. Yeah.
They need to build up in a very big and radical way, because I mean, I could go play Baldur's Gate 3 if I want a better Dragon's Age experience. It's just going to be more to the point, and it does the same thing BioWare did, but more dynamically and with a little more zhuzh to it, a little more D&D to it. And so, there's a lot of other games that are also like that. I can't go back to Mass Effect. I can't go back to Dragon Age because there's a ton of those already. They did their job. They did their work. Now BioWare has to grow beyond that. And Anthem, I can't say that it hit in the ways... It hit in a couple of ways that I really liked. But Anthem, that does not hit the, like, BioWare storytelling things that people are looking for. So they've got big shoes to fill that they made themselves.
Yeah.
And they have less resources and opportunity to do it with. And this tweet just sounds really pleading. This tweet just makes them seem like they're like, please, please remember
give us a chance. Yeah.
Please, we're sorry. I don't think that's how they meant it to come out, but like kind of just like they're not talking about their games, they're talking about community and work environment and things that are a little more intangible. And so it's like, all right, now fine, we can't do anything with this information. Just make something that excites us. That's all we're asking for. Please excite us.
Let's see here. And finally, we as a world, as a community, as a society, have to say goodbye to one of the legends. John freaking Madden passed away recently. Let me see the exact day here. He passed away on the 28th of December. It's 85. And yeah, this is a video game story because, you know, John Madden was the face and the namesake of one of the video game franchises, Madden Football. And like, you know, he popularized sports games for a lot of people, you know, like there's tons and tons of people who just buy Madden games every year. That's their video game.
Yeah, no, he was the intersection of like 3 or 4 different industries, including television, video games, and sports, you know?
Yeah.
And we saw on the gamesindustry.biz graph has FIFA 22 as one of the best selling boxed games in the UK, and you wouldn't have the monopoly that is EA's FIFA 22 without the monopoly that became Madden, because as a name, his name alone sold more copies than NFL. This is not called NFL 22 like FIFA 22. This is called Madden.
It's called Madden, yeah.
And it's because he's a great guy. At the end of the day, like, there's a lot of ego in sports, and I don't know if you know this, but a fun story about John Madden is that he had a career-ending injury during his, like, 2nd or 3rd week of the practice squad in the NFL. So he has never, like, played on an NFL field. And during that time he was injured, he just ended up watching tape, like watching football, and he loves football so much, he would just watch tape anyways on the teams that his teams were playing against. And he was watching tape with the Heisman, John Heisman of the trophy fame. And he was just like, oh, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm watching football. I can't play football, but I'm watching tape and talking strategies with the greatest strategist of the sport itself. I want to be like that. Since I can't play football, I'll just, you know, watch it as closely as possible. That turned him into becoming like the greatest coach ever. And then he turned that into being like, well, I can't coach anymore, so why don't I just keep talking about the sport I love so much? And that love for that sport turned into a whole career in broadcasting, which turned into a career in the video games. That's like how we get here is specifically because this one man loved a sport so much that he couldn't even play. He loved this sport so much that he became the icon for it.
Yeah.
That transcended the sport itself, transcended the television itself, into transcending, like, simulating the game could not be simulated without his name attached to it. And that's fucking cool.
That is pretty dope.
That's some love transitioning and transgressing like all borders and boundaries.
Rest in peace, Coach. Thanks for the games, you know. And that'll do it for the news here. We can go on to questions. Let's just do like a few of these here real quick. If you want to send in a question, you can go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You'll sound like these fine folks right here. Cello Buster asks, what are your New Year's gamerlutions? Interpret gamerlutions however you wish.
I'm interpreting gamerlutions.
Oh. Yeah, I don't want to interpret it. Like, my mouth doesn't want me to say it. I said it twice, and I feel like I shouldn't. Yeah.
Mav, can I get a Gamerlutions?
Gamer Luchon?
Oui.
No, sorry, it's a Gamer Luchon. Out there on Dubai.
Mon chéri.
Mon chéri. With my Gamer Luchon. As I play this here Toho Luna Night.
My number one Gamerlutions is Psychonauts 2. I missed that last year. And so that one's number one. And then, did you know they made a new To the Moon game? Because I didn't.
There've been two since, I would say, counting this one.
I played the second one, and I can never remember what it's
Finding
called.
Paradise. Finding Paradise.
It sure is called Finding Paradise. But this one's called Imposter Factory.
Not to be confused with a different
that
game.
One of imposters
ding,
in a factory of those.
Ding, ding, ding.
Are we all going to recite the Among Us promise?
Wait,
the
what?
Among Us promise?
Is that a thing?
No.
I promise you, in full not part, that Among Us creatures come first in my heart. Whether it be night or day, a game of Among Us I'd love to play.
Did you just off the top?
No, it's a Tumblr post.
No, I'm just thinking about I'm thinking about the JPEG of like the one Among Us giving Dome to another Among Us.
Yeah. What? Is that the end of that sentence?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
My game revolution is I mean, you know, I've got my dead sets. I'm gonna keep doing Trails. I'm gonna keep doing Tales because I actually did get Tales of Arise. You know, if I had more time, I would probably have more to say on it. I'll see if I could squeeze that in by the time we do deliberations, but it is a full-on experience that I would rather...
It's a Tales game, yeah.
I'd rather not rush it for the sake of putting it on where it would definitely, like, be in my list for sure. I also did recently get Blue Reflection, and no idea how that game... I have not heard anything about it. It was just on sale in on PSN, and I'm just thinking, you know, let me try it out. The opening's on it. If this is just a coming of age story with a semi interesting, like
girls hanging out and girls being gay. That's
yeah, you know, what else do you need? Oh, and before I forget, I should probably pick up Aegis Rim since it is on sale too, and just get through that finally.
For me,
yeah, what's yours? I'm not going to say the word again.
What?
I'm not going to say the word again.
Gamer Lucian.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's several games I would love to play. I keep putting it off. The Atelier games for sure. I think I would really love those. Yeah.
There's a new one coming out like next month.
Yeah. It's such an odd series. I feel like everywhere not everywhere, but every time I just turn my head or it's like there's a new one. I'm like, what? Since they're constantly just coming out, and then you just hear nothing about them.
They literally make
Rose.
Yeah. I think they literally make just like enough to still say just above the black, but because of that, it's like, oh yeah, no, we have to consistently pump these out, but also, you know, it's at a level, or I think Atelier Sophie is at least help them enough that they could pad it out a little bit more, but just say it is definitely different from what it was before, where you do have this entire laundry list of Atelier games that
it's such a large I don't know where to start. I do wonder if their approach is similar to kind of like the Yakuza games or even D3's like low budget games like Earth Defense, where like they just have a lot of resources like kind of like extrapolated, and there's like, okay, we got this structure here, just build upon it and add more to it and make it new, you know, and reusing assets and stuff. So I don't know, maybe I'll be surprised by like how distinct each game is, but That's for sure a series
Yeah.
I want to go into. And I do want to stream more. I did survive Mega Christmas Eve. So
Congratulations.
at some point, perhaps, yeah, I don't know yet if I want to stream the rest of Valhalla. For anyone for anyone who doesn't know, you can find over on our Twitch that I've somehow succeeded in streaming several days of Valhalla. Feel free to watch and enjoy. Yeah, but perhaps maybe I'll do other games. I don't know what yet. Maybe we'll theme it around a holiday. I think that makes the most sense to me because I don't know how to like what programming I should offer, but I think that'd be fun. And I think I got the hang of it. I think I understand how OBS does work now.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good.
just layer images on things and cause chaos. I think that's how that works. I think I have a grasp of it somewhat.
I think my Gamerlution is. Oh God, I shouldn't have said it. I just want to clear my backlog a little bit.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
There's so many games that I'm just like, man, I want to play that. I'll get around to it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it to it. And I also would like to play some more games that have been fan translated. I think that's something that's really cool. And I think that those games need more attention in the mainstream press. I think it's a disservice to not point out such hard work by the community. And yeah, sure, it's in that legal gray area, but also, I don't care.
Yeah, let's dive into that legal gray area. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out of it. There's been a lot of like mods of the recent Pokemon games.
Yeah,
that have looked really cool.
I mean, I'm gonna show my hand a little bit here, but like legit, one of my favorite games that I played this year was a fan translation of an extremely obscure PS1 game called Community Palm that nobody knows anything about. And hey, guess what? I'm just gonna tell you right now, you should check out Community Palm. It's fucking cool. If we're talking about streaming, I should stream Community Palm. I should fucking do that. That would actually be rad as hell. I should do that.
Yeah. After you put your Game of the Year post out.
Yeah.
You should
out.
Be like, all right, but this is what I'm talking about.
This is what I'm talking about, folks. All right, I'm sorry that I'm skipping a lot of questions here, but we've been running long here. Wheels, let's touch on you real quick. Wheels, thank you for the question. Harlequin Wheels asks, what would the Pope's indie RPG tier list look like?
Ooh.
Well, Off is on there somewhere.
I mean, Off whips ass, so it should be.
Off should be there. I wonder if Lisa's on there for like, maybe because it's like
a little too heavy.
A little
for
too
the
heavy.
Pope.
I don't know. I think I don't know. Like maybe that's like last. It's like the last on the priority list, perhaps.
Wait, what if he thinks that the sacrifices made in Lisa are like Catholic sacrifice?
I mean,
yes, stoically, this is the right thing to do. It is. I must sacrifice my own body. And he gets just really into that idea. Oh, that would.
I think at least with this current Pope, I think for sure he's someone who does seem like he actually is open-minded to being morally challenged. So I think Lisa would be there.
I mean, people have been making a lot of memes pointing out that Y2K ol Yeek is in that corner.
Oh God, it technically is.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, just the idea of him playing Everhood, that like rhythm game, Undertale game.
Just in general, imagine that being someone's first video game experience ever. Like in terms of like maybe not first video game experience. I feel like everyone inevitably will go through a Mario or go through like a basic ass Tetris as their first game ever as a child and onwards. I think that is a cyclical legacy that will keep going on as human civilization continues in gaming. But imagine that being like someone's first like game that is not of the mainstream. Like how awful would that be? And that would just make that person would unfortunately be like warped into thinking like, oh, all indie games are like this, which is a terrible thing to associate yourself with Yick specifically to define all indie games.
Excuse me if you will. Friday night, Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
What? Oh,
Right. I'll also take Friday Night Francis.
Uh-huh.
And you play as
Finally,
the Pope
Catholic
doing the little
DDR.
boop 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 in your shitty DDR clone.
Great. Great.
God, that would lead the Pope to going on Newgrounds.
You say that like the Pope
Yeah,
hasn't gone on Newgrounds.
No, he has not sanctified the new grounds. That's why they're new. They're not holy and sanctified.
They have to be old ground still.
Meet and converse. Meet and pray. There we go.
There we go.
Yep. Amen.
Kingdom of heaven.
Meet and pray, kingdom of heaven. Kramer's
All right.
Holy Communion Adventure.
God. Well, that'll do it. We're back, baby. We're back in the saddle. It feels good to be doing this again. Thank you so much for being on, folks. It was a real treat. If you want to continue to follow us, we have our website, videogamechoochoo.com. We have our Twitter, VGChoochoo. Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. Facebook, facebook.com/videogamechoochoo. We have our Twitch, twitch.tv/VGChoochoo. We have our Discord server where you can go there and hang out with folks. It's thegamezone.zone. Type that right into your web browser and it'll bring you straight there. And we have our Patreon, patreon.com/VGCC. It is just $3 a month to get access to all kinds of stuff. You've got Choochie Gotcha. You've got Unlimited Railworks. I keep wanting to call it the old name, and I keep fucking it up. But it's Unlimited Railworks. We have LV. You have your Unlimited Rail notes.
Yeah.
You write about the episodes.
Yes.
We've got all kinds of stuff going on up there. We had a Starlight car recently. We're going to try to do that more often. We got stuff going on up there. It's just $3 a month for all kinds of shit. It's cool. And of course, thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for the theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. They've actually got new music coming out soon.
Yes!
The Magic Circuit label does. They did a bunch of, like, I guess this new album's going to have a bunch of, like, VSojo girls on it, like, doing singing, which is pretty crazy. Like,
Okay.
Like, I mean, yeah, like Magic Circuits had, like, Neanners on it a bunch, but I think they're getting, like, Iron Mouse and, like, Silver Veil on there to sing, too.
Yeah, this is a totally natural progression. I love it.
Yeah, we're getting the VTubers on here. Also, any VShojo girls want to come on Chooch, you are more than welcome. It would be a delight, legitimately.
Mousy, come on, let's go. You're in New York.
Yeah, come on.
Like, we got 2 New Yorkers right here. We're outside. We're outside.
Let's do it.
Bing bong.
All right. So where can people find y'all? Maverick, where can people find you?
You can find me over on Twitter at
Outside, he just said.
Yeah, you can find
Go
me outside,
outside.
actually.
Yeah, okay.
Especially right now because it snowed. You can find me on Twitter over at Mavsplaniamania. That's at MAVSPLANIA. For whatever thoughts come across my mind. 2022 is going to be a interesting year in terms of just sticking to what I got, figuring out new stuff. Yeah, you know, going as it will. And occasionally you'll just see me post some fantastic things. Like, if I'm going to walk face first into traffic, I got to do it with swagger.
Of course. LV, how about you?
You can also find me on Twitter at LV May Parian, LVMAEPARIAN. Yeah, we got Anime of the Year talks coming up for Unlimited Railworks.
That's
so
true.
yeah, whenever that will happen. In addition, just part of my Unlimited Rail notes for patrons only to read my horrible uncensored thoughts and comments on shows we watch and movies sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I will be writing up my Anime of the Year list. So something more thoroughly, like, when multiple things in the different categories we'll have again this year. Some things that I probably might not mention in our special episode talk for it. Especially some things I need to process and unpack. Especially series I probably have not alluded to in past episodes, but have finally gotten around to watching. So yeah, look out for my horrible thoughts on those, because there were definitely some horrible shows that that this whole year. There always is, but there were definitely some horrible shows.
And Solon, how about yourself?
Hey, you can find me normally over on Video Game Choo Choo. I'm under the guise of Solon.
Of course.
Where I write beautiful articles and have beautiful prose. However, at night, when the sun goes down, you can find me on twitch.tv and twitter.com under the name ChorbySP, where I am the final boss of twitch.tv with 3 distinct boss phases. I always gotta keep 3 of them. It's the right number of phases. We'll be this month. We always play games until we beat it, and in 2021 we beat over 100 games.
Yeah,
we beat a lot of video games. Entire franchises fell before us. That's why I'm the final boss, because there's no boss finaler than me. This month we are playing. We're following up our Matrix Until We Beat by going into the Matrix, literally by playing Minecraft. We're gonna beat Minecraft this month.
Ooh,
is that possible?
So in a week, we're gonna sit down and we're not gonna stop playing Minecraft until we beat it.
I would love to know the ending to Minecraft, because I didn't know there was one.
Oh yeah. I'll show you.
I guess I gotta clear my calendar for anything happening to watch this.
Yeah,
Saturday the 15th. It's going down. So come on down to Chorby SP and we'll show you a good time.
All right. And you can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI on Twitter. And that's it. We're done. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. It's been a real treat coming back, and we'll be back next week. Maybe. Don't hold us to that, because we might be doing Game of the Year next week, so just maybe. But soon we'll be back with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. Thank you so much. Did like a child's clap there. That was a whatever.
What's a child's clap?
I don't know, where I don't get like enough
like a baby clap. Yeah.
Yeah, like when you're like when like a baby's like clapping
little
about something,
hands.
they just kind of like slap. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.